Sounds hard and cruel. There was no hate in Norwest. He had a job to do, it suited him, and he did it well, and he seemed to enjoy it.
I suppose, you know, that if you want to be a good shot, a sniper, you have to make sure you do it well.
Since 1914, Vimy Ridge had been key to the German defence system. The French had tried to reclaim it twice and failed. In April 1917, the Canadians would try again under their own command. They had no choice but to attack across open ground. But with meticulous planning and artillery support, they prevailed. Ducky and his unit took a key promontory as the Canadians put Vimy Ridge in Allied hands. For his service, Ducky was awarded the Military Medal. According to the award citation, he had shown great bravery, skill and initiative in sniping the enemy. By his activity, he saved a great number of our men's lives. After the triumph at Vimy, Ducky and his battalion inched south along the front towards Arras.
And we know that Ducky was stationed here in this valley, and we know that because he was mentioned in the war diary of the regiment. It's almost unheard of for them to mention an individual. It just didn't happen. And here he is. Sniper H. Norwest, MM, that's the military medal that you told me he'd got, today accounted for his 100th German, and before night had added another to the score, a record enjoyed by few, if any, other snipers in the British Army. And then it goes on, it says, very few could display the patience employed by Norwest, his indifference to danger and his ability to negotiate practically open ground makes it possible for him to use no man's land as a sniping ground to the fullest advantage.
That's amazing. Totally amazing.
There is a sort of hint of they just don't understand this. You can feel it with the man who's writing it. How is he that good?
Well, obviously because he's from a different culture and wouldn't know that discipline that maybe Native Americans had or still do at the...
And we've got an account by another soldier who was there who was called Robert Forrest, and he writes here, I've got to stop a minute to get the tears off my eyes. Well, Ducky got 5 to 7 snipers that morning, and they were walking down the trench to go out when one of the German snipers got him. The bullet went over Payne's head, but it got Ducky in the back of the head and came out in front.
I didn't hear that it was in the back of the head. Although, yes, it would probably something that, you know, that would come from behind that would finally, you know, put him to rest.
Well, that's 115 he accounted for before a German sniper got him. It's not a bad ratio, is it?
Pretty good.
Only 3 months after Ducky's death, the war ended. Despite the losses, for many Canadians, its lasting impact was positive and a key part of their emerging national identity.
Do you think Ducky should have joined up? Do you think he should have fought?
Absolutely. There's no question.
I mean, after the war, there was trouble, wasn't there? The Canadian government, you felt, hadn't come up with the goods. Do you think the First Nations, as you call them, got left behind?
Oh, I know they did. You know, my grandmother suffered greatly, and I believe her children did also. They were never properly compensated. They were largely homeless people in their own lands because there was no man to come back to take care of them.
Yeah, and that's what you needed in the culture, was a man.
Absolutely. Every family needs that head of family, the warrior. So I don't think that was befitting of a war hero and the caliber of Henry Louis Norwest.
Marilyn is the first of Ducky's descendants to visit his grave.
This is it.
There we are.
Yes.
H Norwest, MM and Bar.
Canada's monument, unveiled in 1936, dominates Vimy Ridge. It's a moving tribute to her lost soldiers, and a powerful symbol of a young nation's coming of age. The war experiences of Ducky Norwest, Tom Kettle, Stanley Stair and Manta Singh were just a handful of the vast numbers that transformed Britain's dominions and colonies.
2.5 million soldiers from the Empire fought in the First World War. They made a vital contribution to the British war effort and to eventual victory. More than 250,000 of them made the ultimate sacrifice.
Through that sacrifice, the British Empire not only survived, but gained new territories, growing larger than ever before or since. But it was a different kind of empire. Edwardian Britons had often referred to the colonies and dominions as dependent. During the war, Britain became dependent on them. Without them, without the soldiers of empire, Britain could not have prevailed.
The soldiers of empire did not know how terrible the war would be, nor how profound the changes it would bring. We ask, knowing of the subsequent disintegration of the empire, whether such men should have fought for Britain at all. I think their answer would still probably be yes. They genuinely believed they had a stake in the outcome of a world war. We say now, we are grateful that such men fought for us. But they were us. That was the point.